Sorry, wait. Britney Griner is back in the United States thanks to our wonderful Joe Biden, Mr. President. Good trade. It's coming up next on the show. Welcome to the Matt Logan Show. Yeah, I don't even know. Man, the state of politics is it's hurting. It's hurting the American people as a whole, for sure. We have all these things and issues that are going on here and the border, and this is a distraction. There's a lot of distractions, in my opinion, that have been going on, and this,
every day.
Yeah, and they just keep ramping them up, and she's got. How long has she been over there in Russia?
I think she was in prison for 9 or 10 months, something like that.
Yeah. And the former Marine. Now, while he wasn't dishonorably discharged, what did you say it was?
It was a bad conduct discharge. So it's
Yeah.
a dishonorable discharge is like a felony. That's the worst you can get. Like,
Right.
you lose a lot of your rights. A bad conduct discharge is just a grade above that.
Below that.
Sorry, below that.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad.
Sure.
Still not good. He's still lost a lot of his veterans benefits, which rightfully so.
Yeah.
But
he did serve the country in
did.
some capacity for a certain period of time, and he's been there for 2 years and all these other things. And you can call this whatever it is, and you can blame Trump and whatever for not getting him out, because obviously, he was in prison when Trump was president. You can point fingers all you freaking want to, and whatever. But the reality is this is a distraction. This is something that, frankly, Britney checks a lot of the boxes. There's even leftist, liberal, progressives, the whole list, that are slamming this. We just watched a couple. I'm not going to play the videos, but we watched a couple of videos that they did, and some other comedians, too. But it's really sad.
it is, and I have a little bit different take than you do on this. I don't care if it's a man or a woman, what their sexual preferences are, what their job description is. She's a NBA player, Paul Whelan, WNBA. Well, yes, WNBA player. Paul Whelan's a former Marine. All that aside, they traded a celebrity, an athlete, for a arms dealer that had direct ties to killing Americans. There is no, and yes, she's a U.S. citizen, and so is Paul Whelan, and so many other Americans that are in prison in Russia.
Snowden's in Russia.
I don't think he's in prison. How can you justify trading any one of those people, any one of them, for a terrorist that is going to go back out there and aid in killing Americans?
Yeah.
That's my issue. Like, that's...
Biden
obviously did not...
That's my exact point. This is a distraction.
Biden obviously did not read
that
Trump's
fact.
book of the deal, the how to deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Horrible.
And the thing is Biden has a 50-year career as a politician, failed miserably at multiple things. Really, I'm not going to go down that and start, slamming him. And certainly easy. I won't personally. He's got a lot of policies that you could. But the fact is he's come out in the past and, talked about how some of these things that he's doing now, many things he's doing now, including this trade, isn't right. Shouldn't be done.
Well,
and now all of a sudden, that's the thing with politicians that I am so leery about when, they go with the tide, and that's really bad for the country.
I really
don't. Right. I really don't care if your policies are not matched with what I think the policy should be. That to me is completely irrelevant. But when you go with the tide, that is not good for America.
No.
And is that the point then? Mm-hmm. Is that where the distraction is? There's all these conspiracy theories, and that's not what I'm saying. But there are theories. There are track records when you see trading, like you say, a celebrity for the merchant. Literally, his nickname is the Merchant of Death.
Yes.
Okay, you don't come. That's not your nickname.
No. No.
You don't come by a nickname like that just because you're a nice guy.
And what are the optics? One of the videos we watched before this. What are the optics from the rest of the world on how weak America looks right now? We created somebody that, as they said, couldn't go 10 hours without hashish for a known murderer.
Right.
A known terrorist. And then one of the other things we watched, what about the thousands of Americans that are in American prisons for similar charges prosecuted on the 1994 crime bill that our president authored? So do those thousands of Americans on American soil don't matter?
Joe Biden authored that?
Weird. Well,
could that be what I'm talking about?
I think
one of
somebody
them
probably wrote it for him, but his name's on the bottom. Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly it. It's so
ridiculous.
Hypocritical. It's beyond hypocritical.
Yeah.
And that is the problem for me. Britney Griner, whatever. I'm sorry, Britney. I don't really. I don't. I'm glad you're safe and all those things and all that, but I don't care about the politics of it, the celebrity of it, or any of that. She broke the law in Russia. I've been to other countries. You look it up, right? Like you want to make sure you can go do the right thing.
Right.
Period.
Use your head. Like you have an entourage going to Soviet Union or Russia. Have somebody else carry your stuff for you. Don't keep it on your person. That's what the rock stars did.
Right.
The smart ones, except for Johnny Cash, he got busted. But you don't have to carry your own hashish. You got people for that. Look at Snoop Dogg. He's got a dude rolling his joints for him.
Right. But he doesn't go to Russia either.
Well, no, because he's smarter than that.
Exactly. So I don't know. Here's the problem for me in the larger sense. All of the working class, tax-paying Americans are the ones who are suffering for this, and they will continue to suffer for this in the future. And that's where the line has to be drawn somewhere. And when you're constantly redrawing the line, all you do is make everything weak.
Yep.
And is that the end goal? I don't know. That's not what I'm saying. But man, they're rewriting and redrawing a lot of those lines to make things pretty awfully weak.
Well, and Obama did the same thing with Syria. Don't cross this line.
Just kidding. This one. Yeah.
No country is going to take us seriously under this administration.
Definitely not.
No.
I mean, why did Putin has come out and has said how, corrupt the U.S. is with Ukraine. And
I don't think there's a lot of deniability.
There's none left.
No.
I mean,
it's a proxy war.
Totally. This is a money laundering war. That's all they're doing. Anyway, I won't go down there. But when you have somebody like Putin, and President Trump was the only president in memory that had no wars, started no wars, no new wars. The only one.
I'm going through.
I mean, even Reagan was involved.
Yeah.
I mean, Reagan ended some too, but
he had the Cold War.
And so there's too many things that don't make enough sense here, And this is one of them. This is one of the pawns. I mean, this is That's all it is a chess game, and it's a sleight of hand magic show.
That's exactly it.
And profitability for me in what I do this year has been awful. Last year was awful. And I'm not saying that just simply it's Britney's fault. That's not at all what I'm saying. But these policies and these decisions are what make everything as a whole bad. When you're making a bad decision like this, what other bad decisions are you making that we don't even know about?
Right.
So
it's a mess.
It's a tangled web.
Yeah, it's a mess, and I think from previous broadcasts or podcasts, I don't think anybody could claim that we're Trump fans by any means. But
there's some Trump policies I liked.
Yeah. What I liked about Trump is he didn't put up with anybody's shit.
No.
Nobody messed with Trump on his dime.
No.
On his time.
No.
And then they see our current mess in the office, and we'll pull some clown out of the airport and see what we can trade for.
Yeah.
And they got exactly what they wanted.
Right. Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. And, the clown show was down in, the President, Joe Biden, was down in Arizona and was asked about if he was going to go see the border. And, there's bigger things to deal with. I'm like, that's a pretty big problem. I've been down there.
I would guess it's probably one of our top 3 problems in our country is the fentanyl coming over the border.
It's a pretty big problem, Mr. President.
Yeah.
I've been down there. You haven't. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
So let's not worry about the Britney Griners of the world that, broke the law in another country and knew she shouldn't do it. I am all for meritocracy and personal responsibility. And I've had to pay heavily for that in my own life. When you have to fess up to things, I have to take responsibility for this, whether it was fully mine or not.
Yeah.
So, what do you got?
She did the crime. Should have served the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you walk through the Cancun airport and you got a vape of hashish, be smart. You can get it down there. You don't need to bring your own. Same in Russia. You can get what you need in Russia. You don't need to bring your own in there. She was stupid. She should have suffered the consequences. Yeah. But overall, what upsets me is that we gave up a celebrity for a known terrorist that kills Americans.
Yep. Absolutely.
That pisses me off because now on, American soldiers, Americans will die because of this trade.
Yeah.
Directly because of this horrible trade.
Yes.
There's no art of the deal on this one.
Yeah, agreed.
So that upsets me.
Peace out.